Grade 9 students. Today's lecture is to solve the quiz or the test that we or the exercises that we have. Here in the first exercise, we have the salivary glands produce a digestive juice called saliva, which aids in the digestion. In order to determine if saliva contains an enzyme capable of catalyzing the chemical transformation of any substrate. So this is the aim of the exercise is to know what if saliva contains an enzyme capable means able يعني إنه has the ability to catalyze the chemical transformation of any substrate. So here we want to see if the saliva with its substrate with its enzyme اللي هو الانزيم الموجود which is present uh, in the saliva is capable to catalyze the chemical transformation or digestion or any molecular simplification of any substrate, or it has a specific substrate. We perform this experiment in vitro means in tubes يعني not in our body. So here we have distilled water, fresh saliva, proteins, cooked starch, 37 degrees Celsius, and here we have the results. After 1 hour, distilled water, saliva, proteins, and here we have sugars. So here digestion takes place only in tube B, as you can see. إنه cooked starch become sugar, but proteins stay protein. Pose the problem at the origin of this experiment. We have to start by does مش بستعمل what. We cannot use what. Does saliva contain an enzyme capable of catalyzing chemical transformation of any substrate? Name the enzyme present in saliva. We have only one enzyme, which is called salivary amylase. 3.1. Interpret under the same conditions اللي هن distilled water, fresh saliva, 1 hour أو 1 hour نحطها بالآخر, 37 degrees Celsius. خلاص we have to take it from here. And what adds only these common conditions in tube أو the proteins in tube A stay the same after 1 hour, while the cooked starch in tube B changed into شو أو changes into sugars. Thus digestion of starch takes place by in tube B only by saliva and doesn't take place in tube A with cooked with proteins. So here focus on the significance and the variable factor. Thus, digestion of starch takes place only in tube B by saliva and doesn't take place in tube A with proteins. Draw out an enzymatic property. Hence, each enzyme act at a on a specific substrate. For الموليكولر simplification صراحة هون I can't draw it صراحة مش هقدر لأنه I'm using a laptop. بس انتو فيكم تفتحوها من الكتاب من الدفتر نبعتها على الجروب. Title, don't forget to start by a title. Okay, now the second one. In here we are studying on uh, the specificity of enzymes. So each enzyme acts on a specific substrate. إذا قالكم name the product obtained in the tube where digestion takes place, بتكون the product obtained here is maltose, which is a reducing sugar. فإذا المالتوز هو the product obtained. Second question اللي هو أصعب واحد فيهم، وهيدا أكتر شي بحب السؤال أنا إنه صعب. Drinking cold water have many benefits while eating, hydrating your body, boosting the metabolism rate, and feeling of refreshment after exercising in a hot environment. To determine the effect of drinking cold water while eating on the chemical digestion, فإذا here this is the objective of this exercise is to study or to determine the effect of drinking cold water while eating on the chemical digestion. So I want to see if after drinking cold water does it have a any effect on the chemical digestion or no. طيب عنا we fed 500 grams of proteins and then we watered the dog A warm water no مي طبيعية يعني مش باردة ولا سخنة ودوج B مع cold water. So the variable factor is the temperature of the water. هيدا الدوج A is watered يعني شربناه warm water and the second one is watered with cold water. أكيد اتنيناتهم are fed with أو were fed with 500 grams of radioactive proteins. Radioactive proteins means proteins are not toxic, not they have no effect on our body, but this radioactivity is used to follow the proteins. These proteins يعني هو الكلب ما حيكون عنده يعني مش حيفضل البروتينز من قلب الستومك. but here أنا عم بعمل following to my proteins اللي أكلن هو radioactive. يعني أنا البروتينز اللي عم طعميه هن عم راقبهم لأنه أكيد already حيكون عنده قبل هو بروتينز قبل ما أنا طعميه. فأنا I'm following these radioactive proteins و experiment تبعه is done in the stomach. Okay. فإذا here I'm measuring the quantity of what? Of proteins بقلب الستومك. فإذا determine the chemical fed and then we watered. Okay. Wait doctor. In the stomach. Okay, so these are the quantity of radioactive proteins in the stomach. Draw a table showing. هلا drawing ببلش I have to start by the title اللي هو حيكون عنا dog A dog B. Okay. بحط هون at the beginning after 1 hour the quantity of proteins in the stomach of dog A. أكيد you have to write the unit, don't forget to write the unit. هون in dog what B. At the beginning it was 500 and for هيدا it was 500. هيدا becomes 0, هيدا becomes 200. Question 2.1 interpret the obtained results. At the beginning of experiment, or at time 0 as you want, a quantity of radioactive in the stomach of the two dogs A and B is 500 grams. After 1 hour, this quantity of radioactive proteins decreases in the stomach two dogs to become 0 gram in the stomach of dog A اللي هو watered with warm water and to become 200 and to become أو إذا بدنا هون ما قلنا decreases فوق to become مثلا 200 grams in the stomach of dog B watered with cold water and having more أو which is إذا بدكن focus here. This kind of interpretation you have to compare and to analyze. يعني هون اثنيناتهم نزلوا، هيدي نزلت للزيرو وهيدي نزلت لل 200، بس بدي اقول انه هيدي نزلت لل 200 بس ال 200 is more than zero. يعني بدي اقول انه هون خلصت الدايجيشن، هون ضلت partial، انه ضل فيها شوي. يعني بدي اعمل comparison هون they are not the same. فاذا after 1 hour the quantity of radioactive proteins decreases in the stomach of the two dogs to become 0 gram in the stomach of dog A اللي هو watered with warm water. This is the variable factor. انه ما اعرف ليش بالكويز ناسين تكتبوا لي الفاريبل فاكتور، معش صححتها. and to become 200 اوكي اكيد مع مين watered with cold water، بس بدي قارن البي بالاي. اوكي اكتبوا بالطريقة اللي بدكم اياها، بس هي it decreases in both cases بالA and in B كمان، بس you have to use the variable factor. وبدي اقول هيدي اكبر من هيدي. This kind of interpretation is called كمان analysis comparative analysis. I have to compare and to analyze. بدي قارن، اذا ما قارنت شو ما هيدا وطي وهيدا وطي، بس انه هيدا وطي للصفر بينما هيدا دله، يعني هيدا ما خلص الدايجيشن فيه. هلا هون significance thus complete digestion of proteins takes place after 1 hour in the stomach of dog watered with warm water while a partial digestion takes place in of proteins أكيد takes place in the stomach of in the stomach of dog be watered with cold water. Draw out an enzymatic property يعني بدي اقتلكن draw out an enzymatic property. Here the difference is the temperature. We have three enzymatic properties. Each enzyme acts on a specific substrate, each enzyme acts at a suitable chemical medium, and each enzyme acts at a suitable temperature. واضحة, it's clear hands. Each enzyme act at a suitable temperature. واضح, is it clear? Then 3. Justify this difference after ليش هون بالهيدا after watering the dog be with cold temperature or cold water, the temperature of the stomach or the temperature decreases to become less than 37 degree Celsius. ما بعرف قديش صارت يعني، بس هي انه اقل من 37. ليش؟ لانه شرب مي باردة. Then the enzymatic activity of pepsin is affected. كمان هي decreases enzymatic activity. Then slow digestion and this leads to a decrease or to a partial or to the difference, and this leads or this justifies the بتكون and this justifies the difference in the quantity of proteins left after 1 hour. فإذا هيدا الدوغ شرب مي باردة، هيدا المي الباردة اللي شربها أثرت عليه إنه الانزيماتيك بروبرتي اللي إله يعني التمبريتشر بالستومك صارت تأثرت، بدها ترجع تركلج، بدها تاخد وقت لتركلج. اوكي، فهيدي هي انه الانزيماتيك اكتيفيتي بتبطأ بتصير لترجع تركلج الجسم ليرجع يبلش.